Now, the famous political handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his arch nemesis Raila Odinga has been put under tight scrutiny, with the political class questioning the longevity of that truce. Politicians from the opposition argue that the Miguna Miguna saga has since eroded the spirit of cohesion. And as Chris Thairu reports, Raila Odinga has remained silent since Miguna's deportation, prompting questions on his possible involvement.
As the self-proclaimed NRM General Miguna Miguna was being tossed from one corner of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to the other before finally being deported to Dubai, the man who he administered the controversial January 30th oathing, ultimately causing his deportation woes, NASA leader Raila Odinga appeared helpless. For the few hours that Raila was at the JKIA, he was constantly on call, insiders claiming that he was trying to reach high government authorities.
I'm not boarding, I don't have a passport. I'm not boarding.
And after
I'm not
the
going.
keys fell on
Where are my
deaf ears,
luggage?
Would you please speak to us? Please speak to us. Tafadhali.
a dejected Raila Odinga left the airport without uttering a word, given that the events were taking place barely a month after the handshake between Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Tensions seemed to be creeping back, especially within the NASA strongholds, as NASA supporters took to the streets of Kisumu, protesting Miguna's deportation. And NASA politicians seemed to have been taken aback by the events of the week.
But the events which have taken place since Miguna arrived at JKIA have actually worked against all this environment that we had started enjoying, the environment of hope, the environment of progress, the environment of dialogue.
It just shows that the handlers of President Uhuru have no regard to what they are discussing. They seem now to say that, after all, we only wanted Raila Odinga to give Uhuru Kenyatta legitimacy for his position.
Once you allow a country that has no law and order, then things are bound to take a very, very difficult turn, not for the good, but for the worse.
Since the events of Monday, Raila Odinga has remained silent on the matter, a move that has left his supporters in a catch-22 situation, many wondering whether he was really genuine in helping Miguna Miguna out of his woes, with Kenyans online resuscitating the betrayal tag, this time accusing Odinga of letting down his general.
I cannot link the handshake and the incidents at the airport. The two are not related. And the presence of His Excellency Raila Odinga was just there to go and find out what was going on, the way he has done with other cases. You know, he has always stood for his people. The last time when Jimmy Wanjigi was being incarcerated, he was there.
We also urge our people, and I want to speak now to our supporters across the country, to exercise restraint as we navigate these challenges. The challenges should be seen as a reason to embrace more strongly the spirit of dialogue and not to undermine or abandon the same.
If you look at the document they signed together, that document has a lot of things that are supposed to be observed, including inclusivity, obedience to the rule of law, and all those kind of things.
However, politicians affiliated to the ruling Jubilee party have dismissed the Miguna saga as a sideshow that should not be allowed to erode the gains that have so far been achieved since the handshake.
Let us leave the matter of the handshake to our president. He will advise us when it's necessary. And for now, I think they want to unite the country. They want to create ethnic harmony. They want to create ethnic inclusivity. They want to make Kenya grow its economy and stable.
Miguna Miguna himself was given the forms to apply, and he refused totally. He showed his ID, and that could not give him warrant to come to the country. So
the handshake did not in any way suspend the laws of the Republic of Kenya. The handshake is an issue of people coming together. However, the law must be followed to the letter. And there is no exception.
And as Miguna's legal team ponders its next move following the frustrations at the courts last week, could the self-declared NRM general have shot himself in the foot over his latest attacks on Odinga for his tribulations?
We are aware that there are considerable challenges and great expectations in realizing the ambitious provisions of the peace deal. Popular expectations of an immediate peace dividend and significant public scrutiny on the institutions tasked with implementing it are some of the challenges that we are facing.
I want to believe that the handshake is a genuine process. I also want to believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta is genuine on the handshake and that nothing is going to stop us from making progress as far as the plans are concerned.
In the meantime, the much-awaited nationwide Kenyatta Odinga peace caravans, starting with the Kisumu County, hangs in a limbo, given that Odinga had promised his supporters of Miguna's return after the March 9th Harambee House Kenyatta Odinga truce. Chris Dairo, KTN News.